Good afternoon to all the participants. Welcome to this Flow Lab webinar. My name is Srinivasan and I head the India Technology and Engineering Center. In this session, I will talk about KONE Corporation and a bit about KONE India as well. And I will be followed by my colleagues who talk on the partnership development initiatives in KONE. Okay, let's get started. KONE is an 100-year-old organization. We have been in this business for more than a century. We are the industry leaders in elevator and escalators. We have over 45,000 customers, over 55,000 employees. We are headquartered in Helsinki, Finland, and we have a sales of over 8.9 billion. We are engaged with our customers throughout the life cycle of the building. We are in the new equipment business. We offer a wide range of product portfolio and solutions to the new buildings across the world. We have in our offering elevators, escalators, auto walks, and we also have building doors and turnstiles. We are also in the maintenance business. In fact, maintenance is a very significant part of KONE's operation. We have over 1.2 million equipments in our service, and through our maintenance solutions, we make sure our equipments are performing in a safe and a reliable manner, also minimizing the downtime. We are also in the modernization business. When the equipment has lived its design lifetime, we propose modernization solutions to our customers. Here, we offer either full replacement, wherein we kind of replace the complete equipment with a new one in the existing building, or we also do part modernization, wherein a part of the elevator or escalator system is modernized. Modernization gives a fresh lease of life to the building, thereby extending its lifespan. We are present in all market segments. In fact, residential segment is the largest in terms of volume, but then we are also present in retail, office, medical, and also in niche segments like marine. This is a typical day in KONE. Every day we ship over 450 units. We book around 500 orders. We have 1.2 million units in our service, and we make 70,000 maintenance visits every single day. And we move over 1 billion people every day. That's the scale and scope of our operations. KONE has always been an innovation leader. We are ranked by Forbes as one of the most innovative companies for 8 times. We have also been awarded as one of the greenest company, and also been awarded as one of the most sustainable companies in the world. Our mission is to improve the flow of urban life. What do we mean by this? We are not just making elevators and escalators. We are providing people flow. We have over 1.2 million equipments in our maintenance, and we move 1 billion people every single day across the world. We understand the best possible way how people flow happens in the buildings, and we make sure the journey is safe, convenient, and reliable. Maybe now you get more insights on why this initiative is called flow labs. Our mission is to deliver the best people flow experience. Here, we are talking about ease, effectiveness, and experience. Looking at each of these from the customer perspective, when we say ease, we want our customers to feel that it's easy to do business with KONE. We want our business partners to feel that it's welcoming to work with KONE. On effectiveness, by effectiveness we mean productivity and performance. Again, looking from customer perspective, it means that our equipments are performing the way it should in a safe and reliable manner. Talking about experiences, we all know customers are no longer buying products, they are buying experiences. And KONE delivers the best people flow experience. Like in all industries, our industry is also undergoing change. Our customer needs are changing. But what is driving these changes? Basically, there are two mega trends. One is urbanization, and number two is technology disruption, very specifically digitalization. Talking about urbanization, statistics says that there are 200,000 people moving to cities every single day. This makes cities denser. This makes the buildings in the cities grow taller. And this brings to us a great challenge and also an opportunity to provide people flow solutions in and between buildings. These are some of the needs of sustainable and smart urban living. We look at these needs as opportunities that urbanization brings to us. Let's quickly look at some of these. Affordable housing. As cities become denser, we need to provide housing for all. And the number of buildings inside the cities grow, and the buildings also grow taller. This again brings us an opportunity to KONE in terms of providing equipments in the building that will enable smooth and seamless people flow. Talking about infrastructure, we all know cities need a good infrastructure. Let's take a very practical example. Metros in the city are a very practical example here. Uh, let's take Delhi Metro. Today, Delhi Metro moves 2.5 million people every single day. That's almost half the size of the population of Finland. And this wouldn't be possible without the elevators and escalators operating in all those stations of Delhi metros. Let's also look at eco-efficiency. Today, cities occupy around 2% of the land area of the entire earth. But cities consume almost 70% of the total energy consumption happening in the world. And in the cities, buildings account for 40% of the energy consumption. And in a building, 2 to 10% of the energy is consumed by equipments like elevators and escalators. This again brings us to a very big opportunity to create a positive impact in terms of energy efficiency and sustainability. Of course, these are the seven needs, and KONE looks at them as the great opportunity for our future. The next mega trend is technological disruption and very specifically digitalization. We all know today every industry is impacted by digitalization, some to a larger extent and some to a relatively lesser extent. KONE has embarked on its journey of digitalization. But why? If you look at this picture, this is a digital vortex published by IMD. Vortex is typically a whirling force that pulls to its center all that is close by, typically in a very chaotic manner. And here, those industries which are closer to the vortex are impacted to a greater extent by digitalization than those which are farther away. And as you see here in this 2017 vortex, real estate is already part of it. And we are operating inside the real estate industry. Digitalization is also enabling us to move from products to system of systems. To look at an elevator, for example, in a more simplistic way, it's basically a metal box going up and down. But then today's elevators are has much more intelligence built into it. In fact, modern elevators are operating through very complex softwares. We also have built the capability in our equipments to be connected. And now we are working on product systems, which means our equipment is also able to seamlessly work with other equipments in the building. For example, an elevator in the building is able to work with the turnstiles in the building doors, the access control systems, or the visitor management systems. And eventually, we will move from a product system to a system of systems. Basically, this product system becomes a subsystem of a larger system like the smart building system. Obviously, this is too big and complex for one organization to work alone. So that is the reason, as part of our strategy, we embrace collaborative innovation. We want to work in a collaborative way with our suppliers, with our technology partners, with startups like all of you, and also with our customers. We'll work in a collaborative way to develop products, solutions, and get them to the market in a much faster way. As a first step in our digitalization journey, KONE has partnered with IBM to basically harness the potential of IoT. And as part of this partnership, we have rolled out several solutions to our customers. And one very significant services that we have rolled out to our customers is 24/7 connector services. Here, we are basically connecting our 1.2 million equipments to the cloud, and through which we are able to eventually move from present preventive maintenance to futuristic predictive maintenance. We will also in future evolve this kind of ecosystem of solution which can be offered to customers, and he can select from this palette. My colleague Visa Firstrom would in the next session talk in more detail about this. But before I switch over to Visa, let me also introduce what we do in India. KONE in India started its operation as a joint venture with Western Crompton in 1984. In 1992, KONE purchased all the shares, and since then, KONE India is a wholly owned subsidiary of KONE Corporation. We are present all over India. We have 41 branches. We also cater to the markets of Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan. We have over 4,500 people in India working for KONE. We also have a large technology center in Chennai. And as part of this technology center, we have one of the largest global R&D centers functioning. And we have over 1,000 people working from this technology center. As part of this technology center, we also have the partnering lab, with which we are basically able to develop proof of concept with, with the startups which we would choose to work on. We have a world-class manufacturing facility in Chennai. We are also building a new factory close to Chennai in Sriperumbudur. This is a rendered image of that. And this factory will be operational from middle of next year. I'm sorry, middle of this year. And with this, I close my presentation and over to Visa now to talk about partnership development actions.
Hello, everybody. As said, just a second, let me here open my presentation. And yes, hello, everybody. My name is Visa Friström, and I'm the head of partnership development at KONE. I'm based here in Finland, Helsinki, at our headquarters, and globally responsible for working with our large strategic partners, as well as then the startup community, both in the area of identifying new partners for KONE, as well as then developing these relationships further. I will be presenting here some of the highlights related to our partnering activity around the ecosystem, around people flows. Right now, the building industry, the buildings and the building industry are experiencing the same, or starting to experience the same, digitalization impact that many other industries have already seen. It's a very exciting time to be working in these digital technologies and trying to find new solutions and services for the buildings. There's a lot of interest by the building owners, the developers, the construction companies, and certainly the users of the buildings to create a real paradigm shift in the building and the experience of using the buildings using these digital technologies. So we as a company, we are part of it and want to be playing a central role in shaping this digitalization of buildings and how it can impact our daily lives and the building's operational capabilities. Now, what this means for us more specifically is that besides providing buildings elevators and escalators and automatic doors and various types of access control systems and turnstiles, we want to create a vibrant partner ecosystem to take the building experience to the next level beyond just this equipment that we sell and deliver to these buildings. And this is what we mean by that KONE, and we are now building this ecosystem. And more specifically, this ecosystem, in a way, is covering perhaps one could say a subsegment of the greater smart building ecosystem. We are creating our open, our let's say own special ecosystem within the smart building ecosystem that we call this People Flow Ecosystem. And what we mean by that is that these experiences that we can provide today with enhancing the building people flow and making it more reliable, safe and secure, and better user experience. Today we can do it using many of these equipment, like the elevators themselves, like the escalators themselves, like the automatic doors. All these are central key elements in the building's people flow. But we know that there are various ways of how to contribute to that and add more value to that people flow experience by adding additional elements to it so that you make this as smooth as possible, this movement within the building. From all the way from coming in towards the building, entering to the parking, coming into the entrance, entering the lobby, and wherever one might be heading in the building, the meeting room or your own office room. So to enhance this experience, we have created a digital platform, what we call the KONE digital platform, that enables us to plug in third-party companies to join this ecosystem. This means that we have developed together with IBM this platform that sits in the cloud, that is connected then to different devices that, or let's say different things that we have in the building, such as the elevators and the doors and so on. And then we have created open APIs then that allow the third parties to derive new value for the building by using these APIs. And this is the beautiful thing about the IoT world, that previously in the building, many of these things in the building, whether they were lighting systems, whether they were HVAC systems, or our people flow equipment, they were not really connected. And now IoT unleashes that and allows new value and new synergies being created between these previously isolated systems. So here, as you can see on the left side, there are the third-party solutions that can use these APIs and enrich this experience. And I'll talk more about this, what it means in practice, and how you and your startup or whatever ideas that you might have as an individual to create a startup around, how you can join this ecosystem and become KONE's certified ecosystem partner. And to give you an example of these APIs, and Sankados will be talking more about this, but just to give you the idea of what kind of value these APIs can do if you want to join this ecosystem. To start with, we have connected our elevators to the cloud. And with that connection, we have introduced these APIs that give the one that has the access to these APIs to gather data from the equipment, but also control these equipments. So basically, Through the APIs, you can make elevator calls. You can know where the elevator is, and even do advanced things like understanding is the elevator full or not, or do you need more, let's say, walk-in, how long time you need to keep the doors open, or and so on. So this is, let's say, just the beginning of the different types of APIs that we'll be bringing to the market. We have also now started introducing them to escalators as well as the various other KONE offerings that we have. For example, KONE has an offering for making residential buildings smart, where you have your own application for your apartment building with digital access and visitor management, etc. All these KONE products, whether they are these digital advanced solutions or these traditional elevators and escalators, all these will have a set of APIs that can enrich this ecosystem. So here you get an example of what these APIs mean, basically for the elevators. So again, now we're in the process of building a greater ecosystem of having tens and hundreds of third-party companies join this platform in all kinds of ways that can bring value to the end users, whether it's in the visitor management, to the entrance to the building, indoor navigation systems, allowing robots to move freely in the building by using these APIs, etc., etc. And we are interested in all kinds of verticals, but all kinds of building verticals. But mostly, I would say the interesting ones are the residential buildings, the commercial buildings like offices, hotels, and shopping malls. But various types of building verticals are of interest on creating new ideas and onboarding new products to use our APIs and become a certified partners in our ecosystem. And this certification is a really important part. I mean, while we want as many people and many companies as possible to use our APIs, those that we see that has the most value, and we want to make them, let's say, official partners of KONE. And part of this process, once the feasibility is tested and we understand that there's actual value to the customers and value to us, and it makes sense, the solution, we can then do a certification of this third-party thing or product or service, and basically guarantee that this is working according to our expectations and quality, and then give it an official stamp from KONE point of view, saying that now you are our official member of our ecosystem and certified partner. And we think that there's a lot of value to us and the certified partners to join our ecosystem. Certainly from the partner's point of view, the values are getting access. Well, first of all, understanding that KONE is a global company with a huge access to the market with over 450,000 customers. So once we onboard that third-party company as a certified partner, that partner becomes visible in our marketing and sales material, and it's promoted to our customers. So when they buy our elevator or escalator or other advanced digital solutions to the buildings, they will see the catalog of other third parties that are already integrated and working with our solution. So there's product and solution visibility to connect channels, to connect customers when one becomes our partner. I will talk more about the specific engagement models and what it means for the certified partner. And here are those 5 different models. So like I mentioned, once you become our certified partners, in the bare minimum, the engagement model is that you are part of our marketing and sales material. But we will ours then sales, the next level is that we also then generate referrals directly from our customer sales operations. Once the customer is interested to you or anyone who is joining this ecosystem. And in some opportunities, we're also even, or with some partners, we're also co-selling together to our customer. But in some selected third-party cases, we even choose to engage in a reselling model where we have a resale agreement, and our salespeople in selected markets, perhaps globally or perhaps regionally, will be selling that third-party product in conjunction with selling other KONE owned products. So this should be very exciting for those who have a unique offering that brings value to our ecosystem to get access to these types of engagement models with KONE. So to highlight what does this ecosystem really mean in practice, I'll show you a few examples here that I think will give you a much more clearer and better idea of what could it mean to be a partner, and what does it mean to add value to the people flow world of smart buildings. Here is one of our third-party certified partners called Indoor Ninja. It's a startup from Europe, and they are basically a company that offers a visitor management solution for small and medium-sized office buildings, with the idea of making that people flow for the visitors and the host much more, let's say, smooth and as well and secure as well. So in this use case, for example, when the visitor arrives in the lobby of the building, he or she goes to the tablet and chooses the person that they are visiting, and this tablet makes a video call to the host, and the host has an app in their phone, and this host receives a video call then and can basically authenticate this person that he or she is their visitor. And then in the next step, there is the real magic that happens when these two systems, the elevator and the visitor management systems, connected to each other. So the host can basically press a button in the app, in the phone app, and send the elevator to go pick the guest from the lobby and automatically take the guest to the right floor in the building. And the host even then can monitor when does the visitor arrive at the right floor. So you don't need to go pick up your guests basically from the lobby, and the visitor has a much more smoother experience. So here we see a vision of people flow happening in the smart building, and IoT world enabling two previously isolated systems to talk with each other and create new values for all members of this user scenario. Another example, here's another startup that are a member of our ecosystem, is a delivery robot from California. And these robots are becoming more and more popular, at least in North America and China, both for delivery, but also for cleaning and security type of robot work. And as you can imagine, robots, they need to be able to move freely within the building. Like in this case, obviously the robot doesn't have hands and doesn't have the logic on how to press the buttons in the elevator, but the robot can talk over the internet via the cloud to initiate elevator calls. So the robot can say, okay, the robot knows that they're going to the 6th floor to deliver some goods to a hotel guest. They will just make a elevator call over the air and tell the elevator where to go. But also the robots might need to know if the elevator is full or not. can I enter the elevator, or should I wait for another elevator, and so on. Another example is lots of sensors are coming to the building, various types of sensors, mostly used for tracking the usage of the building and where people are located, how the building is being used. But some of these sensors also can be integrated with KONE digital platform and create new value in the People Flow ecosystem. And here the example cases. There are many use cases, but one example case is using these sensors that are connected to the cloud to understand the movement of the people, let's say in the elevator, let's say in the hotel lobby. So once the sensors can recognize that a certain number of people are moving towards the elevator lobby, then the sensors can talk to the elevator group control system and order the enough elevators to come and pick the guests up from the lobby. So here's another example of how value is created by using sensors to understanding the people movement and then allowing these sensors to talk to our elevators. Another example is a more famous one in terms of the third-party product being famous itself, is Amazon Alexa. So if you imagine you are at your home cooking food and you have a guest or someone, pizza delivery guy in the lobby, you can basically just tell the Alexa to go pick the guest up from the lobby floor. So that was the simple overview of what KONE People Flow ecosystem is about and some of the example cases and how APIs allow to this ecosystem to happen, and how you can, if you become a member of our ecosystem, be a certified member and get access to KONE's marketing and sales channels through this partnership. So I invite all of you to think about it and understand this more and try to ideate and see how perhaps you could bring value to the People Flow world. Not necessarily always using the APIs, but using the APIs is perhaps the most exciting part of being part of the ecosystem. So how you could use those APIs and bring value to this ecosystem. And then we can have a talk and see if we can do some kind of proof of concepts and get you join our ecosystem. Thank you. That was my part for giving the overview presentation of the ecosystem.
Good evening to all. I'm Shankar Das. I'm leading the India Partnering Lab, where we do POCs with the partners and startups like you. Basically, I will go through the KONE Cloud APIs. So basically, after this session, there will be a Q&A. You are encouraged to ask more questions so that we will be able to find answers for those. Okay, so I will start the API introduction. Basically, the KONE Cloud API enables KONE ecosystem partners, as described by the earlier speakers, to integrate their solutions to the internet and then connect to the People Flow ecosystem. Right now, basically, KONE APIs provides this kind of a building information, how many building areas are there and how many elevators are there and how many elevator corridors and how many floors are there, etc. And it is also possible to monitor the where the elevator is and in which floor and to which floor it is going and so on. And it is also possible to make elevator calls, for example, destination floor calls between different uh, building areas, basically. This is the KONE API architecture. So we have a KONE developer portal. So based on the request from the partners, we will provide access to this portal. We create this portal, and there all the technical descriptions of the KONE APIs and virtual building and example code are there in that portal. And we have KONE APIs that is more secured, TLS secured API endpoints, and the APIs are built using REST and HTTPS. Third-party solutions can use these APIs to basically access to those, for example, making the elevator calls and getting the information about the building and so on. So by default, there will be a virtual building, and you can simulate the API features with that virtual building, and later when you have some specific site, then we can also provide access to that real building. Basically, this cloud Connect IoT platform is built on top of IBM Bluemix platform, and the connectivity is very secured. So this is the simple lift. So basically, the lift will be moving in a shaft, hollow space. So that is called shaft, and there will be a metal box moving up and down. So there will be single car, also two. Metal boxes are connected together. That is called double decker, or two stacked cars. That is also possible. Then the metal box is called as lift car. Basically, few sites are possible. So it can have a single site where the door is opening and closing, and it is also possible to have multiple sites. That's called a car site or car door site. And it might the different elevator will be serving different floors and also different sites. This will give about a few elevators in a group that will be having access to different areas. For example, here the area 1000 is common area for all the three elevator. When you see the above area, above 1000, first two elevators having the common area, but the third elevator is having the separate area. So we will have different area IDs. Using this area IDs through KONE APIs, we can make calls to the different areas. So that the specific elevator is able to serve that specific area. And if you see on the top, so there is only one lift serving that specific area. So if a person wants to move to that area, then he has to specify that area in the API so that elevator is allocated for him. This is the scenario where the group of lifts are exist in a building. Basically, for making the destination call, through API, we need to provide the source area ID. 1000 means floor 1. Destination area ID 4000 means floor number 4. So that if he makes a destination call with these area IDs, elevator will be coming to the source floor and picking the person, and then it moves to the destination floor. Yeah, this is simplest type of building, which has only one car and also only single site. This is a bit more complicated. We have 3 lifts, and we have 2 different sites for each elevator. The one side of the elevator is called as area 1000, and another side is called as 1100. We differentiate with this kind of area ID. And if you see in the top, so there is area 20,000 for the one side. For the other side, it is 20,100. As I said earlier, basically KONE API uses a simple HTTP request response and a collection plus JSON also. We use basically HTTP GET and for getting all the area IDs and elevator information, building information, and so on. And for making the calls, we use HTTP POST. So when we get HTTP 201, it means response is created. This is a kind of a state information how the building, area, lift, call, floor, and car is linked together, how they are interacted. And the area link is basically representing 3 types of resources: area, lift, floor, lift, car, and lift, car, door. So basically, it is possible that through area link we can get the lift floor is in which area in different lifts, and similarly, what lifts will be able to serve this specific area. This is some example code for the HTTP GET. So we need to specify the area ID and building ID to get all this information. Similarly, we also have a HTTP post for making the calls. So when we make a call, so there are 3 states normally. It is created, and then when you get an elevator, then it is called approved, and when you are not getting it, then it is cancelled. This is some simple examples for making the destination call and also getting the building information. So basically, when you have some use case to build a people flow solution around this digital platform, you need to create a IBM ID and then send a request to the KONE API support. Then we will create an organization for you. Developer portal access. We will provide developer portal access where you find all the technical specifications for the APIs, and you can create your own application for making the elevator calls and also to get all the building information and so on. So by default, you will be provided with a virtual building. With that, your application is able to simulate all the possible uh, features. And I think that is all about the APIs. And after this, we can have a Q&A, and then we will try to answer those questions.
உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஆன்சர் நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. நீங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் தெரிஞ்ச அவன் நீங்க வாங்கி
Okay, we have got some questions already, so I will read out one by one. Are these web APIs hosted on a public cloud or a private cloud on premise servers? So I think we have answered this already. So it is hosted in the IBM Bluemix platform. So, and when you have a valid use case and when you request us, we will provide access to those. And the second question is, do you have anything that monitors the air in the elevators? Right now, there is no that kind of a solution, but we are working with few startups like you for the air purifier and so on. So it is in the kind of a proof of concept stage. So, but there is not any product or solution available ready for the market yet. And the third question is that, is there any simulator environment for developers to try out their solution in simulated environment? Yes, of course. So once you have a valid use case, so you can get the access for the APIs, and you have the virtual building by default enabled there, and you can try out many things as you need. And the fourth question is that for monitoring the parameters in car or even controlling the parameters in car, how the interface is wired or wireless. Basically, whatever is possible right now through APIs, those things can be done. Basically, the APIs are keep evolving, and so whatever is possible through APIs, everything is, I mean, so all the building information is available there. And we can control, for example, the elevator calls through the cloud. But it is not possible, for example, to control the light inside the elevator or even the fan inside the elevator. So those things are like there are some codes and standards. We should not try to control them remotely. So there are some restrictions from the code's point of view.
Okay. The fifth question, what kind of startups are you looking to partner? As our head of partnership, Visa was taking you through the engagement model. So we have different types of engagement model, and we are not limiting ourselves with uh, partnering with only specific type of startups. We are open to any startups which will bring value to our customers on the people flow solution. Need not necessarily be only on the API or technology. It can be anything which facilitates the end user, customers, builders on the people flow. So we have a 5 different types of engagement model. Whichever suits the best is what we will be entering into. So we are not limiting at present the startups.
Yeah, there is a follow-up question. So about the sensor, how the data is sent up. So basically, we have the GSM connectivity. So we have those sensors data available, and that is sent through the Vodafone GSM connectivity. That is directly connected to the IBM cloud, KONE cloud. Yeah. Then sixth question is that which KONE elevators have this type of API? Are there published model numbers? So right now only the latest elevators having this kind of a connectivity. The older elevators doesn't have this kind of a connectivity yet. So, but we are planning to have connectivity for those as well.
We have in our POC lab.
Yeah, we have them in our partner lab, so where we do POCs. So if you are interested, you can also visit our uh, uh, technology and engineering center lab to have that experience. Yeah. As I said already, so when there is a temperature sensor and it sends the temperature data, then it is sent through the GSM connectivity to the cloud. It's wireless basically. More or less. Yeah. More or less. Yeah.
Yeah. Two specific questions. Questions on this one, ask them. Then we will get back.
Okay. Basically, our partner lab is located in Chennai, so Ambattur.
Obviously. How is the Flow Labs initiative set to create value to smart urban living? How do you measure the social impact of your initiatives? Is it a priority? Yeah, it is sure our priority. Our must-win battles of KONE globally is uh, based on the technology disruptions, and we wanted to make uh, better people experience for the urban life. So definitely we wanted to have more solutions. We want to move from product to solutions to experience. So the Flow Labs is the initiative what we have taken from the APAC region with engagement NASCAR along with the startups. Does each sensor send data independently to the cloud using GSM, or do you have one gateway per elevator that sends the data?
Right now we have we don't have a single gateway, so we have a couple of GSM connectivities. So based on the sensor need, we will use any one of the GSM connectivity. But we are planning to have that kind of a gateway where all the sensor data is collected in a single point and then send it with a one connectivity.
Okay. What are the benefits that startups associated with the initiative is going to get? Yeah, this is a very good, interesting question. See, when Bisa was referring, he was talking about the 5 engagement models. And as our when Srini was speaking, he spoke about the volume and the magnitude of KONE's business. We are present in 65 countries across the globe. We have 1 million connected devices moving 10 billion people. So, what does this mean? A startup which is to be partnered with KONE, though need not have a commercial relationship, but still, once we certify the startup as an authorized partner for KONE, by default, this startup gets visibility across the globe without you guys doing the marketing, which means wherever KONE is present across the world, the startup, the solution which has been approved is available for the customer. So it is a great opportunity for the startups to become global. The APIs, for example, are simple with no state machine issues. The controls are simple too. I am unable to understand where the technical challenges are.
Yeah. So those are simple APIs. Basically, we have those APIs, and we are asking you guys, startups, basically to build solutions specific to people flow to add more value in a smart building for the customers. So basically, you'll be able to get those API information, and you need to develop solutions for the customers.
So, thank you guys. It was a great opportunity to have a session with a great technology startup guys like you. So, with this, we will stop our Q&A session, and we still encourage you if you have more questions, you can reach to NASCOM, and we will get in touch with them, and we will try to answer all the questions what you have. So we would also again like to thank NASCOM for giving us an opportunity to engage with startups like you. And from KONE, we really thank you. And again, we wanted to reiterate, we are not limiting any startups based on the ideas what you have, whatever is which will help the people flow need not necessarily be associated with elevator in specific. Whichever solution you have in mind which will help the people flow, we are open for that. And we give you an opportunity to work with us and we test. So we will innovate together to have a better world, better customer experience, better user experience. Thanks. Thanks.